toys, 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 manly toys, 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 toys,
and TV and movies too.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Toy Duo Team, where we come to you every Saturday at noon talking about action figures, pop culture, and I guess, what did we talk about last week? It wasn't Taylor Swift, right? That was the week before. But
Whatever
you
it
never
was,
know.
I'm sure you edited it out of the video.
You never know what kind of conversations will pop up when we're here, because we like to talk about all kinds of stuff. But anyways, let me get rid of that really quick. That was our thumbnail. Today we got the fifth best co-host on YouTube, Dandy 1981.
Greetings.
And we got Lex saying hello, friends. And we got Sir Eric Brown down in the corner wearing, is that a Browns?
No,
Cleveland Browns?
this is the Luke Skywalker Columbia sweatshirt from this year.
Okay, so you see, this is
I'm
my
matching.
mistake. My mistake is I should automatically assume no matter what you're wearing,
Star
it has
Wars.
something to do with Star Wars.
Probably.
Or Chicago.
What do you got, like a Wookiee bar in there?
Yeah. No, there's something else on. I think there's something else on the back with like an X-wing print. So, yeah.
Cool. And then down in the bottom with the cat, we got Rick, or from Left Coast Graphics, or Heroes and Villains Toys.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We do want to say hi to everybody in the chat. We appreciate you guys showing up and hanging out with us on a Saturday. We do know there's another live stream going on this week. It's a charity live stream that's going to run 24 hours if you could stay awake. And that's over on Universal Toy Collectors channel.
Yes.
So if you guys get an opportunity, you should definitely head over there and check that out and participate. I think they're raising money for
The children.
Give kids this award.
For the little kitties.
Yeah, very
Anyways.
good cause, man. Nice
Yeah,
work.
it is a good cause. So if you get an opportunity, definitely go head over there, check it out. It's a Universal Toy Collector. They're doing I think they're going to have like a variety of different people on and stuff like that.
I'll be on later tonight. Yeah.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
So you're going to be staying up late.
Well, I'm on the 10 p.m. slot.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Stu's probably going to be a zombie, but
I think he could pull it off. Anyways, let's say hi to Lack, who is first in the chat, saying, I see the original Nick Fury in the thumbnail. I am so all in.
What's going on, Lack?
You got Paul Morales saying, hello, everybody.
how's it going?
Sunny Sundries is saying, ahoy, fellows.
Good day, Sonny.
Dandy's pulling double duty in the chat. We'll probably see him chat more than he'll speak.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe not today. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
You got me
Never
excited
know.
with that shield pack.
The shield pack? Yeah. Okay, let's see. And John Adams, who is Super Awesome Geek Show, he is in the chat. He's currently at a toy show spending all of his hard-earned money while listening away. And then let's see, Sonny Rolando Flores is here saying hello, Rolando the Toy Hunter. If you haven't been over to check out his channel, you check out all of his toy hunts, and then you never have to get up and go to a store yourself, because you'll definitely see everything that's out there.
Yep.
He captures it all.
Yep. And we
He
got
hasn't made it to
Ardo
Canada
saying-
yet. I expect to see Rolando toy hunting in Canada one time.
in Canada. Does
Why
he
not?
live up in that area?
No, not even close.
Oh,
It doesn't matter. He's
Why
not.
would
He
you
can be
expect to
anywhere
see
he
him?
wants.
That makes no sense. All right. Let's see. This week I wanted to talk about really quick. Have you guys been watching any TVs or movies? Got anything new?
I watched
Oh,
Roadhouse.
Oh, there
Oh,
you go.
you did?
Roadhouse.
Okay. Conor McGregor's in this? Oh my God.
Okay. Who has seen it and who has not seen it?
I have not seen it.
I'll check it out this weekend.
All
No
right. So
spoilers.
I am
Were
unlikely to watch this.
really?
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fun.
Spoilers
Oh my
away.
gosh, dude. Okay, so me and Dan saw it without any spoilers. Dan, what did you think?
I liked it. I liked it, and I think I mean, it was just enough of the story to be a Roadhouse movie, but not that's it. You know what I mean?
Right. I think the only thing that I missed was maybe like a musical ode to Jeff Healey.
Jeff Healey, yeah. Yeah, my wife really liked the music that was in there. Like
I was
she
gonna ask, was there cool music in it? Because
Yeah, they
Yeah.
had definitely had the Roadhouse bands in there. It was cool.
Yeah, so that was it was cool that they did that. And yeah, I can't say that without
All right, so we got Darth Rock who has joined us, and he's
Yo.
saying hello. I got my brother 56 awesome somethings. He says he liked it.
What's up, Burns, bro?
Got some other folks, let's see, just saying hi to each other. Yeah, you know what, without spoiling, I think we had talked about this before, and in the trailer somebody was saying there was I saw some people talking about they didn't think the fight scene or the fighting in the trailer looked real, kind of, right? But I think what we saw in the trailer wasn't like a punch, it was a slap, right? I think that's the one that's from the trailer. So I think when you see the movie and you see the scene, I think it's going to be like, it really works out. I thought everything was pretty good about the movie. Paid just enough homage to like kind of the original, but was kind of an original movie in my opinion.
I think it looks sped up, but I don't just enough, you know.
Yeah, maybe
not exaggerative, but you know, I think it's probably sped up a little bit because. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't train, but I mean, those guys are moving quick. And
yeah, and there was definitely like so the fight. I thought the fight scenes were good. I thought the backstory was good. I did think that it was all around. I know there was some complaints from the director. He was upset that they didn't get a theatrical release. I don't see this as being like a tentpole movie that was going to be like a blockbuster and hang around all summer, anyways.
Well, here's what I don't get about that. When you're employed to be a director, an actor, producer, costume designer, whatever, on any of these movies or shows, you know in advance if this is going to be in the theater or on pay-per-view or direct to VHS or exclusively at a drive-in theater only in Oklahoma. Like, it's a part of your contract. So the fact that this producer guy near the weeks ago before the movie comes out was complaining and protesting going to the premiere because it was not a theatrical release and it was going direct to Netflix or Amazon Prime, whatever it was. How did he not know that? Like, did he not read his contract?
Yeah, no, because Amazon came out and they basically said, we're going to give you a producer's budget of like $60 million and we'll go to theater, or we'll give you $85 million and go straight to streaming. And he said, we'll take the 85.
And he knew.
So he definitely knew it was going to be a streaming, and then thought like at the end he would do what everybody else does and peer pressure the studio into doing a theatrical release.
That may be the case, but sometimes like these guys probably aren't as detail oriented in the legalese of all the contracts, right?
Well, I'm curious if someone's eager to hire him to work on their next movie now, if they know he's gonna do clown things like this.
Well, I think he'll probably continue to get projects. I mean, this project was pretty good. I mean, it turned out fine. I don't really,
There's some
he boycotted it.
There's some direct to streaming movies out there that I've actually really liked, and it's funny because a few of them are John Cena movies. On Hulu they had that Vacation Friends movie, and on Prime I just watched that Ricky Stenicki movie. That was hilarious. I love that.
All right, I haven't watched
it. Adam Sandler did like I think a 10 movie deal with the Netflix.
With Netflix,
and they continue to get worse and worse.
I haven't watched any of those.
Millions of dollars. And
I haven't watched those.
Budget, like if Adam Sandler or John Cena is going to go make a movie, whether it's made for TV or made for the theaters, it's not like the director and the people making the props are doing it at a lesser, like it's just still spending lots of money to make these as high production value as possible. Like, it's not for the CW. It's for everything.
This was
that's
not
better
a made
than
TV movie. Not a
there's like
not like a Hallmark
CW level, and then there's everything else is like above it. Is how I see it.
This was not the Irish Wish on Netflix.
Is this one on Amazon or is it on Netflix?
It's on Amazon Prime.
Amazon,
it's available now.
At least in the US. I don't know about Canada.
Yeah. So the next movie that I'm kind of looking forward to now is The Fall Guy. But I thought it was this was see when I first saw the trailer for this, I definitely thought this was a straight to streaming too, but apparently it's in theaters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh yeah.
that's a-
This is a big budget movie. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
most money ever spent on stunts and the biggest stunts ever. They've
Yeah.
shown some clips and it looks funny as hell. Like I also thought the Ricky Stenicki was pretty funny. Like as a piece since Peacemaker's come out, I've become a John Cena fan. And
Yeah,
I've watched all of the movies he's done. The stuff he did before Peacemaker was
Maybe not so
complete
much.
garbage. Now he's entertaining, man. He's very entertaining. I don't know if he's going to be a couple years down the road be getting Oscar nominations for dramatic acting, but you never know, man. Like it ended up that way with Adam Sandler and other people you didn't maybe foresee it happening to. So hey, you never know if this is his career now is acting. I'm sure a dramatic role will come up, and you never know. He is very entertaining, man. Even though he's just stacked, like The Rock. Like, how do you fill the screen? You're so big.
What's funny about John Cena is I feel like every role that Mark Wahlberg was doing, like he's now doing. Like he's like the new Wahlberg, right? Like
I like him better than Wahlberg.
Yeah,
I do too. But I've always enjoyed Wahlberg too. Like he's
Wahlberg. The one thing I think Wahlberg could pull off that John Cena couldn't is Ted.
Okay, yeah.
Well, what I find the most fun, I guess, about Wahlberg is his accent, like his Boston
I don't
accent, much like Matt Damon and those guys. Like that's them. Like if they act as a character and they don't have that accent, I'm not really interested in it because that's what makes them entertaining to me.
If you want to see the best acting that Wahlberg has ever done, just watch that movie with Denzel Washington, where one of them's like a postal guy and one of them's like the customs guy, and they're being tortured in the barn, and he's like, they're like tied up, and he's like, oh.
What's that one where they're modern military guys and like they're falling down mountains and stuff, and they all get shot like 18 times, and like that was an epic movie, and in my opinion, the best work Mark Wahlberg's ever done.
Was that the one where they were the snipers or whatever?
No, that was Sniper one's a different one. This one they're going to rescue someone, and
Three Kings.
Who gives a fuck a stand, and it's all they're falling down a mountain for like an hour straight in the movie. It's like the biggest and most exciting action scene I've ever seen in a movie. It was pretty cool,
gosh, dude!
Lone Survivor. That's what
you
it's
could
called.
just make up a country and
Lone Survivor.
You could just
well,
make
because I don't know what country it is, and yes, you can make up countries. Half of these movies make up the country's name. But that was a good movie, man.
Was it Mile 22, maybe?
No, Lone Survivor. It's called.
Oh,
he's the only. Spoiler alert! He's the only one that survives this.
Well, that
Lone Survivor, Sunny guy.
What a spoiler!
Sunny guy. Okay.
They all get shot like multiple times, and they're like shoving dirt in it, and then they jump off a cliff because it's to avoid gunfire, and hundreds of feet bouncing off rocks and cracking their head, and they get up and they're like, "Oh, I'm still alive." It's like this.
Just no Ghostbusters spoilers. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either, so
I've been sick and I haven't been able to go see it.
I hear good things. Everyone's Ghostbusters retweets like every comment about it.
Laundry time.
Everything, like 100 tweets in a row they'll retweet. So I haven't seen anyone complain yet. So that's a good sign.
I gotta interrupt, Dan. I gotta tell you, like, because of like your toy room and the shelf right there, it almost looks like a line. Like, when you see people's like TikTok videos where they superimpose themselves on another video where something's happening, it almost looks like
that room leads to my place
on purpose.
Like it's a random video and I'm just inside it.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen a lot of movies. I've been enjoying the Shogun series though.
Yeah,
I need to watch that.
Really good. Yeah.
Oh, it's rad, man. I'm really digging it. And it was made like 15 minutes away from here, and I just wanted to go down there while they're filming it. It was a little bit before COVID, but because I saw some pictures of the sets and some of these houses they built right on the beach of the water there, and I'm like, wow, that's cool. I want to go there, but I couldn't get in.
Yeah, Mod Extra just jumped in. He says he's bouncing between the Universal Toy Collectors charity stream,
cool.
which is the one we were talking about earlier. So, make sure you do check them out. I was
But I would recommend it. Anyone, it's a well-made show.
The Shogun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
really
waiting
good.
until it's all the episodes are out.
I'm
Oh,
watching
good.
on Max right now a show called Tokyo Vice, and
Okay.
it's about a kid from Missouri who moves to Japan, goes to college, gets a job with like a Japanese newspaper, and then gets involved in like reporting on the Yakuza.
Oh shit!
I have that on my list.
Yeah, and it's been pretty cool so far.
What's it on HBO?
Yeah,
Yeah.
HBO.
Max, you said?
Yeah, Max.
Yeah,
I just binged Masters of the Air. Last
that
week.
one was great too. I enjoyed those series.
Did you watch that one, Dan?
Wow. No, but that Tokyo Vice has an 8 out of 10 with 40,000 votes on IMDb, so it's got to be a
Wow.
Wow.
no.
It's I mean, like, I watch it that you have to read some of the subtitling because some of it's in Japanese and some of it's in English, just because, right? Like, he's American, but he can speak Japanese, and then so they don't you have to live in the both languages, just like you were there. And the thing is, I'm like probably 4 episodes into the season 1. I think there's 2 seasons, but it's like every time I hit the end of an episode, I want to watch the next one, but I'm kind of like tired. So like, I want to be awake to see it, right? I don't want to fall asleep and be like, what did
Is this character a white guy that goes
Yes.
over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. The other
That
show
actually-
I'm legally obliged to promote it as a Canadian. There's a new show instead of HBO, we have something called Crave, which is where we would watch the HBO shows. It's a Canadian streaming company. It has a new show called The Trades, and it's starring Ricky from the Trailer Park Boys, and none other than the great Tom Green, and some other smaller name Canadian actors. But I believe the female actor, I guess they're called actors now, who's like the union boss coming up. It's only a couple episodes in, but I think she's the lady that was the female police officer in Peacemaker.
Okay.
Sorry if I don't remember her name, but
doesn't help me since I've never seen
it's
it.
a
I know
fun
who you're talking
Canadian
about.
show, and if you're able to catch a couple episodes of it, check it out to see the Mr. Tom Green himself.
All right. And then the other one. Okay, so Sonny is saying The Gentleman. That's on, I think, Netflix. That one's actually pretty good. I haven't seen Body Problems yet, but since Mod Extra is talking about waiting for season 2 of Tokyo Vice to make it to the UK, I might mention that I finally watched season 2 of Vigil, which is a UK series or whatever that's kind of made it over. And the second season was actually pretty good. And what you were talking about where you made up a country name, but bashed the country in the process, they actually made up a country.
That's what happens.
That was supposed to be in the Middle East that the UK was like kind of
because they can't use my trademark name. They have to make their own name.
Interesting that the way they fantasize it with like a fake country, but representative of a country.
I saw an advertisement too. Like, you guys probably don't get this in America, but it's Law and Order Toronto, and I'm like, really?
Dun, dun.
Dun, dun. So I wonder if there's a CSI like Vancouver coming up soon.
Oh, you know what? There's so we have the CW. You guys all have the CW, right? I noticed that they started showing CBC like crime dramas and stuff a couple of nights a week.
Probably I'm sure all of the shows we get here in Canada that are made for Canadian streaming services, that you guys can get them in America. Like, I don't think they're just limited to Canada only.
Well, it took a while for Kim's Convenience to get here, but I know that.
Did it really? Okay.
Yeah, so that Running the Burbs is finally,
because it won Emmys. Like, it must have been on.
Wait, Running the Burbs is in the U.S. now?
Yes, I think
what
it's on,
service?
It might be on. I think it's on Netflix. I have to look it up, but
I'll look it.
That's got that other
it's not first run.
Canadian Asian guy, right?
What?
That's got the agent.
Yeah, Andrew Fung or whatever.
He's actually a really funny guy.
He is hilarious. And apparently in the new season, Paul Lee and the lady that played Shanna, I can't remember her name. They are both starring on the show. Yeah.
Yeah, it's made by the same
CBC
people and writers, I believe.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but I think it's the same production company and stuff.
All right. We're gonna do the creator spotlight of the week.
Is it time?
Yeah, that's time. Let's do it. Okay, so
this
week,
time is it me? Is it?
Oh,
me?
you know what? I should probably go grab their link. Hold on.
Yes, 13 Hours in the Covenant, also great movies. Sonny.
All right, so Dan will talk about these guys. They are Toy Pick Community.
Nice.
TPC. It's a very interactive group. I actually started. I think they've had some different people over the years, but they really boosted in like 2020. And I mean, they've been around for a while, but man, they just jumped up into the like. Well, you can see they've got 35,000 followers. They're really generous with everything. They're passionate about the toys and the toy community, so they will do contests every week. They feature like they have like a contest, and they do like a weekly Friday drawing, and then they send the winner a gift card. I know in the past, and I haven't seen it for a while, but every once in a while, what I was telling Vern, I think it's kind of cool is they'll pop in and just one of the members of the group will see like, hey, there's a new kid that's on here with taking shots of his toys, and then they'll just post him up. So he's instantly got like 1,000 followers just because TPC put him on there. I thought that was kind of cool.
And I'm already following, of course.
Yeah, which is really cool. I mean, we don't normally like do the guys that have like 30,000 followers because we feel like they're kind of established and stuff like that. But like after looking at them and realizing that like a lot of these photos that they have on there are basically they're crediting the people that are taking these photos who are much smaller. So I think that like much the same way what we're trying to do with this creator spotlight, it's like they are doing this with their like Instagram and stuff like that. And there's a ton of fantastic action figure photos on there. And if you read like the comments, you'll see who they are. You can click on them and find new people doing action figure photos and stuff like that. So I thought it was like really cool to kind of give it a mention that these guys are like out there also doing that same, highlighting people and talking about people doing very creative things in the community.
Yeah, appreciate it. It's cool. They one time they just sent me like I liked one of their posts or something like that, and they sent me like, hey, do you want to be a guest voter? So I got to choose like one of their weekly things. So like I said, they're really engaged. And I know they branched off with a second account where they help people like that build dioramas and stuff like that sell it.
Oh, that's cool.
You're a craft or a toy seller, whether you're selling a toy or a diorama or a piece or something.
Nice.
Like that, they'll post it up for you.
Yeah, that's super cool, man.
Hey, Jonathan.
Yeah, I actually hadn't seen them before, so I'm glad you kind of pointed them out to me last week. Thought that was really kind of neat. So they are the Toy Pick Community on Instagram.
Do any of you guys in the panel have any of those Mezco 6-inch figures?
I do not.
They look so good, man. They're just not in my budget because they're like $100 in Canada easy, but they look so damn cool. And they got a new Ghost Rider coming out in that red bike.
So how much did you pay for your retro Star Wars figures?
Which one? Like
that last pack of retro figures that you got?
$39.97 American.
And how many of those packs did you buy?
2.
Okay, so $80.
Yeah.
You're $20 away from a Mezco.
There you go.
Yeah, but I got 12 figures.
I'm just saying.
It's a lot, man. Even those Mythic Legions, like I've held them and played with them in my hand. And I'm like, oh my God, these are like some of the best made, best looking toys I've ever seen. But I can't pay you $80 for it, sir. I'm like they're cool, but it's just like $25 or 35 Canadian now for a standard 6-inch Hasbro figure.
I'm going to tell you, I've ordered the very last Mythic Legions I'm ever going to order on February 24th.
Did they ship it yet?
They have not shipped them.
Give them heck, because I talked to my buddy BC Sasquatchman today, and I brought up your query. I go, yeah, my friend in America bought an in-stock item from the store Horseman, and it's been, I think, a month or two
now. It'll be a month.
They have not shipped. I said, how long did it take you in Canada to order in-stock items? He's like, oh, a couple weeks. So it's not a normal thing. Like I would reach out to him.
I did.
Okay.
They said, we hope to get all our orders out by the end of this month.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, okay, well, and when I asked them to cancel my order, they said, yeah, it's going to cost you $15. Like it's a
Oh, that's so
restocking
stupid.
fee for something they haven't even shipped.
Something they're not even restocking. Yeah,
And I'm like, this.
I don't think that's
ridiculous.
illegal. I don't think that's illegal in Canada anymore to charge those. But
Yeah.
you're not in Canada.
I'm not.
It's
But-
silly. What did you order? Like a figure or a horse or something?
Two of the generic figures, like the little robed
Okay.
knight, and then another like kind of knight, which were still in stock way after I had ordered them. So it's like they were the ones that were in stock the longest. So it's not like
Yeah,
they're
that
going to be
stinks,
special
man.
or
Because
anything.
when you order directly from the manufacturer, like Mythic or Hasbro or whatnot, you know, they're doubling on their profits, right? Like because they're not selling wholesale to a retailer to resell, and they can't be taking that long for something like that. So I feel for you, man. That's I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. And the problem is, no matter how good they are, no
Like a
matter
pre-order is
how good
different.
they are, I'm already turned off.
An in-stock item that's promoted, like they went to the trouble and advertised it, so to speak, on social media, and you know, like to take
Yeah.
a month, it's that I don't know, it doesn't make sense. Like I sometimes take a long time, or all the time take a long time to ship stuff, but you know, I have excuses. Like I don't just ignore people and charge.
Yeah.
Like if someone contacted me and say I want to cancel my pre-order for 10 pins, I can't say, oh, well, that's fine, but I'll have to charge you $15 for.
I can understand if it was like a
Contacting me.
pre-order for like say so Big Bad Toy Store does this thing where if you pre-order like an item and they're actually importing it from like Japan or something, they're paying those import fees and stuff. They've already put it on their shipment, and then say like as the date gets up and you cancel it, now they're going to have this imported piece that they've already put money forward for, and I can see them charging you if you wanted to cancel it because of that. You know what I mean?
If they're not charging you up front, right? Or a
Right,
deposit
right.
kind of idea.
Which I will mention that Big Bad Toy Store waived a fee for me one time when I had to cancel something because, you know, budgeting and stuff like that. So it was
I
really
think I've
cool.
ordered from them twice
Yeah.
and canceled one of them. Like it's you know, I don't know why it was. I think something was on sale.
Uh-huh.
That's why I would have bought it. But then something else I pre-ordered, like, and then like 6-7 months went by, and I know it wasn't their fault. It was still like being manufactured or whatever. I just said, you know what? I'm a year older now, and I can find other ways to spend that money. And same thing with Super 7. Like I pre-ordered a couple of wrestlers several years ago, Matt Cardona and his partner there. I'm like, oh, these guys are cool. I'll support them. And like a year went by, and I'm like, you know what? I'm missing out on buying other stuff that you've produced and revealed and sold in stores, and I can't wait any longer. Like I could use that money towards buying other stuff. So
Yeah.
and what they said to me was, we can't. Sorry, you know, we can't cancel this pre-order like just outright. And I said, yeah, you can. And then they did.
Yeah. So
I didn't threaten them. I just said, you know what?
yeah.
Yeah, you can.
But the crazy thing is,
Lamb.
so they're talking.
Yeah, go look at this. Come on.
They're talking about the Headless Horseman, and I know that when they put those up for in stock orders, people were getting those within a couple of weeks.
They were, eh?
So
That's
it doesn't
good.
make sense to me that I'm like 4 weeks out and I still don't even have like a shipping label.
Because
You know
when
what
you
I mean?
do that, when you promote, we have this in stock, it's on sale. You already have like your packaging materials ready. You already have whatever employees ready to come to work that week or the next 2 weeks to pack and ship these orders. You know, so like you got ink toner to print your labels. Like you get prepared. Even like me as a one-person thing, if I monthly announce some pins or patches or something, I in advance I buy like 100 bubble mailers or boxes or whatever
Yeah.
I need.
I mean, you got to get prepared.
Shipping labels, like every month I gotta spend money on this stuff, right?
Right.
I get it. Like I'm not spending the amount of money these guys are, like hiring employees and renting warehouse space and whatnot. And but you know, like if you're
I don't think they're
promoting it,
renting warehouse space. I think they're all packed up.
if
in
you're
some
promoting it
spot.
and you're marketing it, you know, on your social media where you're getting all your customers basically, because you're not at retail product really. Yeah, I don't know, man. I understand companies like Hasbro, they want the stuff to be at Walmart and at Target and at GameStop. before they start shipping this stuff, because it looks bad. It's not. Why would those stores order from them anymore if Hasbro's just going to ship direct to the customer a month or two before Walmart even gets their stock? So
and it's bigger than the
advertising is bad advertising at this point, right?
It's bigger than the collecting lines though. For
of course
us,
it is,
right?
yeah.
Like they're building out all their distribution contracts so that they can get all the other kind of toys funneled and board games funneled to the big box stores, right? So.
And someone in the UK needs to step up and be a distributor for all these toy companies, I think, because I don't think there is any one particular distributor that is working with all these toy stores. Like I think some of these toy stores, I think there's Star Action Figure and In Demand, or some of them, they order from Hasbro and what other Mattel or whatever. But I mean, those companies on their own should be setting up distribution companies. It could just be a dude working out of his apartment or whatever and getting it to these retail stores or comic stores or online e-tailers, much like it's done in America. Like we have a lot of companies like Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store that deal with all these distributors every day, and they work for all kinds of toy companies. It's how Walmart here in Canada does all their stuff now. Like they don't have individual people from Lego come in and do the stuff, or a Hasbro person. It's one person comes in and works for all those brands now, and they do all the merchandising and
but they're not bringing it to the store. They're setting up the aisles and endpoints.
Yeah, but I think but in the States they still have individual people that do this kind of merchandising stuff for Lego and the Hasbros, and a different person for the chewing gum and Coke. But at Walmart's here in Canada now, they literally have, there's a couple of different ladies that come in and they do it all. They do the batteries from certain companies. They do the greeting cards.
In Canada, they have to create jobs to employ almost everybody.
Well, it's not like they created jobs. Someone created a company,
battery distributor,
a company that replaced a bunch of other jobs. So they, in a way, they cut jobs.
Distribute to 8 stores. So every 8 stores is going to need a new battery distributor.
Yeah, but it's all the same person. The same person drives those 8 stores and does the same job.
But they're not distributing. They're just setting up.
No, they're merchandisers. They're called merchandisers.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, ready?
Or not?
Hey, Eric.
No, I feel like a zombie, man. I've been sick for the past 2 weeks.
A zombie. There's a song for that.
Get well, Eric.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. The hot or not section. These are the toys that are being peddled to us this week by our various toy manufacturing companies. You guys ready?
It's hot.
Drum roll, please. Okay, so this is the Mezco 112 Ghost Rider and plastic motorcycle.
Speaking of $100 figures.
How much is this one, Rick?
Several hundred. I think it's $250 or something, right?
Just because of the motorcycle doubles the price, right?
$250.
I really like it. Part of me wants it to be more of a retro vintage style motorcycle, since they're doing the retro colors. But I get it, man. They gotta. I'm sure that bike was used for something else previously, but yeah, it looks so cool in the retro colors.
I feel like it would look cooler if the bike wasn't red.
I agree with you, Eric. I think the bike should have been maybe like that all black with some fire
flame and flame decals on the gas.
Here's a theory. Considering this is a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive in this colorway, I bet you there will be a black version of the bike and the Ghost Rider available at Mezco or Entertainment or somewhere else, right? On their own. That's sure. It's weird that these exclusives come up first, but usually the recolored things tend to be exclusives after the main release. But yeah. They're re-releasing this in black in the future. For $10 more.
I don't know that, but the Ghost Rider will be a different color too.
Yeah, just black, put a black suit on them.
Yeah, and then if you want to you'll have to get both of them so you can mix and match and get the exact one you actually wanted.
Well, if you're a Ghost Rider freak, kind of like me and Vern are like Hulk freaks, you will get both. Like it's just what you do. You collect all things Ghost Rider. It's
The Hulk almost was in my Vamp video, holding up the Vamp so he could put the tires on. But then
that was a great video, Vern. That was awesome.
That was really good.
And then I thought,
And
no,
you did cuss in that video.
what?
You did cuss in that video.
I
The shit
not.
handles.
I
But
didn't.
it's cool. In America, do you call them shit handles? Because in Canada, we call them holy shit handles.
I don't use the word holy.
I've known that since I was a kid, too.
All right. If you guys haven't, I'll do a little plug for myself. If you haven't seen it, I did a video for the Vamp, and I did a sort of stop motion, kind of like my stop motion. And here is a little scene. Hey, everybody, I'm Clutch, and this is the Vamp. Let's go for a drive. Run, 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 run. Yep. There's a little bit of a problem here, and it's because it came unassembled. Look at. All right. So, anyways, I don't know.
Video.
I was trying to be funny, but I don't know if it came off. And I was trying to figure out what kind of an accent would Clutch have?
American?
Because he's supposed to be like a rockabilly or something, right? That's
American.
what they were saying with the haircut and stuff like that.
You should reach out to fellow creators and get them to guest voice on one of your shorts once.
Well,
people have to guess who it is. Like if they are really good at doing voices and stuff. Because I know some people in our community really suck, and some people are really good at doing stuff like that. So I'd like to see you do that. Reach out to secret people.
What I want to do is I've been kind of pre-planning this thing for a long time, and I have like one scene kind of shot, and it's so if you look back on my channel, I did these action team stop motion movies with my 12-inch GI Joes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something similar with the 6-inch GI Joes. It's kind of like the backstory is kind of like it's a secret world police force run by some heads of the United Nations, below the United Nations type of thing, where it's like this team has permission to travel into other borders or whatever to like,
it sounds like you have many pages written out.
Yeah, I have a whole.
Well, how long did that take you, Vern? I think it was a good 5-minute stop motion you made. Like, how long did that take you? Like
the driving around the yard was like easy, right? Like because I was actually able to use my watch to like do the capture, but I wasn't able to see the previous frame, so that's why some of the turns look kind of off. But all that
2 different days, couple hours.
Yeah, maybe that stuff only took like maybe like 30, 35, 40 minutes because of the app. The figure posing, and because I kept moving the stupid car and I would have to realign it, like every time like they were climbing in, it would like move like a quarter of an inch, and I would have to try to get it perfectly back. That's why if you saw that scene, you can see there's a little bit of a shift in the car while he's like going vroom vroom, because
that's all part of it, man. That's part of the charm of the stop motions in any shape or form. Even the big guys that do it for a living, there's little glitches that just give it that toy feel. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I really dig it, man. Good work.
So I'm going to do I'm working on a story, and when I get that thing done, what I want to do is I am going to ask people to do voices of the other characters. Otherwise, it's just going to be me changing my voice. And
it'd be cool to have an Irish accent and different. Yeah, it'd be totally cool.
Yeah, definitely, because it's a world police force where you're going to have guys from different areas, right?
I know a Canadian. If you.
Oh,
I'm glad I held out and haven't bought the original one of this, because I will get this one.
Now, here's my question about this: is this a deluxe?
No. It might. I can't recall if they announced the price. If anything, it'll only be like a couple bucks higher than like a mainline.
I would hope so, Eric, because the last time they released him, wasn't he a deluxe?
No.
Oh,
no,
he wasn't
mainline. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then it'll probably just be mainline and that.
Yeah, it's just a Walmart exclusive available later this year. No mention of the price or the word deluxe.
Okay, and just is it just paint scheme that's different, or is his actual
no?
outfit different?
It's just got a robe.
Well, it's hard to tell too, based on the lightsaber blade, if it has the corrected orange blade or if that's a red blade.
Well, I've seen someone already complain on the internet that it's not the correct color. I'm like, and I didn't comment, but it's not blue and it's not green. It's correct.
It's hard. It's hard to tell in these shots, and what makes things more frustrating is that this was like a post-stream reveal, which is just weird. Like, this is not the first time they've done these kind of like.
Yeah, but I think to be completely honest, Eric, I think if they would have announced this during that stream, they would have gotten a lot. They
100%
for it. Yeah.
No, but
this is one of the better reveals this week.
It like so I think it wouldn't hurt it as much if they had fixed the height and it doesn't appear that that's the case, right?
True, right.
And it just looks like it's got a cloak. Which
Sonny and Rolando were asking that. How do you know they didn't fix it and make it taller?
That's not
we don't know yet, but
that's not something I worry about. Like, how tall is Pedro Pascal? Like, is he 5'8"? And Mando's like 6 foot. Like, I don't.
Yeah, he's short, right?
They're not 7-inch figures, so that's what I care. Is if it's 7 inches. And
you don't want Leia to be the same height as Han Solo when you put those two action figures.
Yeah, but they were all the same height in the 70s.
It's important to get the height right. So when you got Balin next to Shin, next to Ahsoka, you want them to sort of scale with each other to be the right heights.
I get it and I don't get it. Like, how tall do you guys think Arnold Schwarzenegger is?
5 foot.
So
he's like 5'8" or something.
But
so he's like the same height as Stallone. Like, they're kind of short people, but yet when you see them in movies, you think they're like 6'4". When they make action figures, they're taller than everybody, but they're not. Like, in real life, like, he's smaller.
Hold on. For what it's worth, I'm pleasantly surprised that you're taking that position, Rick. I most of the time I would agree, and I'm not overly butthurt about the height. It is inaccurate. It would be better if it wasn't. It didn't prevent me from getting the original version.
Good.
I want this because the robe looks really good, and
it does look. I think they just forgot it the first time, and because it's weird to see a re-release that's so similar, like separate of the 38 Ahsokas they made.
It's just the robe.
Her robe color, like they're just adding a robe. Same with the Luke Jedi. Luke Jedi, there's a Luke Jedi without a robe, and there's two different Luke Jedis with robes.
I'd like to think that if it was more than just the robe, we would have heard from Hasbro.
Look, I will tell you this though. I am glad that this is a Walmart exclusive and not
Tom Cruise is 6'3",
one of those other figures that should be available everywhere. Right? Like, if you've already got Balin and you don't care about the robe, then you're not running
nobody's
out.
Nobody's forcing anyone to get this, right?
Like when they
What's
did
weird
that
is
Jedi Luke,
Walmart is the only store I've
exclusive.
seen the original figure.
Hold on, when they did that Jedi Luke Walmart exclusive back in the day, that was one of the hardest figures to find.
The Return of the Jedi one?
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, I had to get that on the secondary market. I couldn't find that anywhere.
So I'm grateful that like the exclusive isn't going to be a figure that I want and should be available everywhere.
Yep.
And basically, it's just if you want a robe.
Yep. Yeah. It's this. It's really the same thing with that Mandalorian Night Owl, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. This one's a bit more mildly disappointing because it's just it's objectively better than the mainline release that was only months away.
Right? That is kind of the strange thing that the exclusive for Walmart is so similar to a mainline within just a few months of it coming out. I
have another theory, Vern.
Okay, go ahead.
You're going to see a re-release of Shin Hati with a soft good robe in the next.
And that's a Target exclusive.
Yes, it'll be a Target.
That's weird. I feel like that they should have just made those a 2-pack, right?
Here's another theory. There will be a 2-pack as well in the future.
Fuck off.
I'm just
And
saying,
hold on,
why
hey,
not?
hold on,
Like
here's the theory.
it's
And
a new thing they do.
carbonized 2-pack,
Sorry,
A what 2-pack?
a carbonized and credit collection.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, they'll
Carded-
carbonize
carded
them next.
credit collection figures.
Because they do need their soft goods. I don't know. It makes these 6-inch, not super articulated, super detailed figures look that much better, in my opinion. Like it really does.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That robe would just come off and go in like a box for me.
Because Ahsoka came with soft goods, right? The
Yeah.
Marok
Only once.
character.
Only once in the Amazon exclusive 3-pack.
That Marok character came with a soft goods.
Did he?
Yeah. Okay, let's
yeah,
move on.
he was like a 1-minute screen guy. These guys all have soft goods.
Okay, so then Hasbro did their big reveals for the Imperial March and these are all Imperial figures.
I was wrong.
So-
wrong. I'm
Lo
sorry.
and
Brent.
behold, somehow they got their timing right, and all these figures for the Star Wars Acolyte come out. Now, I will tell you that I did some close-up comparisons of the two male Jedis here to see how close their bodies are and stuff like that. And for
They're
the
all
most
different,
part,
actually.
Well, they kept saying on the stream like different belt.
yeah. So if you look really closely, the way the one guy's collar comes down, there is some paint that throws you off a little bit, but it looks like it's very similar. The belts are definitely
Yeah,
different.
the bottom's different.
And stuff like that. But for the most part, they do look very, very similar. But with that said, I mean, like,
They
There's
quite-
That's what their
quite-
costume is. That's what their costume
yeah,
is.
they're wearing
Yeah.
the same costume. So I mean, yeah, you're gonna end up with the same look. So
They surprised me.
I'm glad they came with soft goods, though. I hope this is a sign for future Jedi figures that we
Well,
get soft goods.
I'm pretty sure now every Jedi they've ever made has come with a soft goods cape at some point.
no. Oh, at some
Which
point,
one
but
didn't?
not
Which one
every
didn't?
one that they've made.
I'd have to go back and look, but I know
'Cause
they're
Obi-Wan
prequel.
has, Anakin has,
I know
Has the
Mace
Kid
Windu
has,
has, Qui-Gon has, all the female.
Anakin?
I'd need to go back. I'm more than confident that we don't have soft goods for all of the Jedi.
Anakin?
Well, there's been versions without them, but they've later, like the first Obi-Wan and the first Anakin had no robes, but they've released them 6 times since then
and Anakin
with
has a robe.
robes and.
I don't remember
ghost
Anakin ever
versions.
having a robe. I don't know. We'll have to do some research on that
Yeah.
before we spread some fake news.
I didn't know until I watched this trailer that this girl is the actress from the Logan.
X-23, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't realize it was her until afterwards. So that's
All right.
cool.
So I thought the figure's pretty good. It was really interesting to see figures from the new show getting shown off and not just like pipelined or being like computer renders to actually get to see them. In
Cons-
hand.
And there's 2
Consider
more.
that's probably only symptomatic of the strikes, right? They had these in
Yeah, they
development.
had plenty of time to get these.
If this was getting released on time, we wouldn't have been getting
Well,
the reveals.
You might have gotten like I would agree. I would say that maybe we would have got 1 or 2. It was probably easy to do all of these because the costumes are very similar. But if you think back to those Forced Fridays, we got that original Mandalorian Mando, and that
2019
gold one before
Yeah, they're giving info
months
before
before
now.
the series came out.
They're
We
just
got
not
the Rise
giving-
of Skywalker figures. All those figures came out before the movie came out, right before the movie.
They're just not giving spoilery things like Grogu.
Yeah.
So
Well,
like
and
Eric
notice
almost spoiled on this past fan stream. He was describing like pipeline reveals. And he
the
said,
Yoda.
Yeah, there's a new Yoda 2-pack coming, and it's
That
going
was-
to be based on live action. And she's like, "Zip it! Let's go on to the next thing."
That's
So that means
was
they've
that was-
already designed a Yoda based on live action because
Yeah.
it'll be in this Acolyte series.
Yeah.
So
Well,
what I was
no,
gonna
no,
say
no.
is there's 2 other figures in this case that they've not announced or revealed yet. So they'll be
So-
in the next
Yeah.
couple of weeks on Imperial March.
So the Yoda one is not going to the Yoda 2-pack that Eric was talking about on the stream was a 2-pack with Commander Gree.
Yeah.
And that's going to be more like Revenge of the Sith era, like Clone Wars era. It's not going to be
Yeah.
High Republic.
Yeah,
Well,
I think they were just
It's
saving
based,
those
all of their
for-
cartoon figures are based on live action, whether it exists or not. You know what I mean? Like Zeb and
Well,
like
yeah.
all those original figures they weren't
Yeah,
based on a cartoon. They were based on if they were live action, which is what he's saying with Yoda. But what he kind of said in the way he worded it was they're working on a new live action Yoda.
But it's not going to be with Yoda with High Republic robes. I know this is the Young Jedi Adventures.
Why wouldn't it be in those robes? Because it's from the exact same story.
Because the 2-pack is with Clone Commander Gree.
No, but I mean, all they got to do is change his robe, right, on a sculpt, which is what Hasbro does, right? So,
but this one you can pretty much tell. Like this one is May assassin. You know, there's going to be another version after the show releases with her with a lightsaber.
Right, with that she's actually going to be wearing past episode 1.
Whoever her master is will be revealed after the next trailer.
Yeah. So I think that most of these are, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say about these guys in their robes and their Jedi outfits. But yeah, this one's interesting to me.
It's a good looking figure. I like that.
I totally enjoyed the trailer. Like I'm
very different.
I'm excited for new Star Wars that's based on nothing I know about. So that's
be
cool.
prepared. Be prepared to lose those knives.
Oh yeah. Well,
but I have no design for any of these action figures at this point. None.
So is this one hand? This one hand has the knives built into it, I think, right?
Oh, I couldn't tell.
It looks like she's just holding them between her fingers.
I thought they were slots in the hand.
Okay, well, that would be packed individually in a package.
Okay, yeah, but I think that's maybe they can hold them, but I wasn't sure because on that Death Dealer figure that Marvel Legends put out, he actually has like the throwing knife molded into his hand. So I thought that the one hand was probably
that would be smart, but based on the packaging, it doesn't look like that.
Yeah,
because
like
they're 4 knives, and then the thing in the upper right is the mask.
Okay, so that'll be nice because I couldn't do any stop motion with that Death Dealer because the knives don't, come out. But
if they do reveal
Trinity.
the man bun wearing Wookiee next week, I'll get him for sure.
Okay, so this one I was really happy to see. I'm kind of looking forward to getting this figure just because of the actor here and because I really like the Matrix. And I thought it was kind of interesting that Shooting the Galaxy did that shot from the Matrix with this figure.
Well, you would have too, right? If that would have been the first thing you did when you got it. If you never did see that photo, because why would you?
But there are theories. I think people were zooming in on the lightsaber, her character's lightsaber hilt, and saying her lightsaber hilt is the one in the poster with the blood trail.
Oh, so she's dead.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. But I did find it interesting that after I saw who was in the movie, the trailer, and I watched back the trailer and like the fight scenes and stuff like that, I started in my mind trying to like peel apart the trailer and turn it into, do you take the red pill or the blue pill? And then all of a sudden, like Neo going through all his martial arts training and stuff like that because of when she stopped the knives and stuff like that. It just was like a parallel to me. Like, I guess the Matrix is like having the Force.
I'm really hoping this series does well because if something from the High Republic era or any other non like Skywalker saga adjacent time period does not do well, that means we're probably going to be very limited in what we actually get moving forward.
What exists that's not
Nothing.
Skywalker adjacent?
Nothing.
So that's what I mean. It's
This is the first
new Star Wars. So I'm kind of excited for that.
But that's what I'm saying. If this, like, I'm hoping this does well, because if it does, it means we can kind of set the Skywalker saga timeline aside for a while and really explore other parts of the timeline and the galaxies. So
yeah,
maybe like I'm not a fan. Fan isn't a good word. I don't care a lot about the High Republic era. Doesn't really interest me. Like if it was more medieval kind of looking, like in the artwork that they already made for books and comics. If it was more like that, like Game of Thronesy, rough around the edges, then I might be more interested. But it seems very regal and gold and so on. So I'm like, it's not as appealing to me. Like So I get it, though. People like
Well, it's
it.
not
they
like
like it.
there's. It's
But what
not
I
like
don't
there's not
get
going to be
is why
conflict.
this is being released before the Skeleton Crew.
Because it's probably further along in its production cycle.
Skeleton Crew finished filming like 8 months
You don't know
before
what-
this show did.
But you don't know what might be happening behind the scenes.
All right,
There might
anyway.
be post-production stuff
Let's
going
talk about the
The
rest
one
of the
thing that
reveal.
happened is one of the main actors died, Carl
All right,
Weathers.
and then they showed off the Moff Gideon premium electric helmet.
Which
Something
went up
about-
$31 today if you didn't already pre-order it at Amazon.
How much?
It went up to $131.
$139.
$99.
Wow, is that because of demand? You think?
No, because Amazon just messed up.
The-
So
Well,
all
it was that way on
ordered from
Hasbro
Amazon.
Post too. I
was
got
it
it for
99 at Hasbro?
yeah, I got it for 99 on Hasbro.
Wow,
that's
I bet
interesting.
you
I wonder if-
Hasbro still honors that price because
Yeah, I wonder if they'll still honor it.
well, Amazon does because I remember I bought that Obi-Wan lightsaber for $29.
Yeah.
The day
Yeah.
before it was released, and I'm like, is this a mistake?
I pre-ordered this. The one thing that like it didn't look super great on the stream, and I think that was mainly because it just looked like the visor was very translucent.
No,
Yeah, that's
Like
what-
more so than I was
it's very
expecting.
cheap. I didn't
He
like
said
the
it
look of
looked
the
cheap.
3D print.
He said it looked kind of cheap. Yeah, you could probably there. You know, when you go to Amazon and you look this helmet up, another helmet comes up by another manufacturer that looks like 10 times better. By the way,
Oh, really? By a third-party guy?
yeah, third party something.
It looks cool. I'm sure the final production piece will look good. Like the
Yeah.
Mando helmet they made is still by far the best thing they've ever made when it comes to Black Series helmets, in my opinion. Like it
Vader.
has that finish. It's a new property when it's the Mando, so it was a new thing to us. We'd never seen other versions of Mando helmets before, and now there's other companies that make them. But I mean, that's a wicked helmet. And
I'm
they've
just
knocked
looking
it
over at
apart with the Vader and the Stormtrooper and
yeah.
the Luke and the Boba Fett. Like they're doing really well with these helmets. Like I don't collect them all, but I do like them. They're pretty well done.
So far today, Rick has liked everything else except for the stuff in the reveals.
I like this. I just didn't like the prototype they showed.
And then
I
the
got
TBC,
these.
which I don't collect, but I do like the cards.
The cards.
I
are
got
nice.
these. I needed a New Hope Leia to go in my Falcon.
I do like the Leia with the kind of hood, the way they did it. It's like plastic. It's not like soft goods.
And
So
she can't
have it
sit in your Falcon, right, Eric? Because she has plastic robes.
Yes. I know.
I'm just saying, like they don't think about these things when they manufacture these toys. Like
I
which
wouldn't be surprised
it
if they
is.
did a soft goods version though.
I know, but I mean soft goods are always better, and they tend to do them more on the
They're not always
3.75
better.
inch
I hate
figures
soft goods.
than 6-inch figures over the past few years, which is
But
weird.
after a while, if you actually use your figures for anything other than just standing them up on a shelf, soft goods just get crappy over time. So I do not like soft goods. I'm just going to say that. And as much as everybody says, "Oh, soft look great," yeah, they look great in the package. They look great if you just put it on your shelf and never do anything with it. But if you take them down and take them out for photography, or do stop motion, or do anything, or just run around the living room playing Star Wars, like in the afternoon, those soft goods just turn into crap.
Which is weird because all of my 50-year-old figures with soft goods, none of them have turned to crap.
That's because you're not sitting around playing with them in your living room. I know you're not.
You don't know what I'm
You
playing
do
with.
this thing with you cut 'em out of, yeah, they perfectly go on your shelf and you never touch them again.
It takes me a week to make my videos, and every day for an hour I'm playing with my figures to make my
all right.
20-minute video.
And then the 2 Acolyte figures.
Honestly, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know why Hasbro even bothered. I'm not like I'll get
'Cause they
some
have to.
TVC, but I get some TVC for the vehicles and whatnot. But I don't know why they even bother doing things like this if they're not going to complete a crew. And they
Well, they have to.
Well, they will eventually.
old to make these.
but they haven't with like going back to like other shows and series, right? Like
Gotta keep
they
you
only have
invested, Eric. They got to keep.
they
you
only have like Hunter from the Bad Batch as an example. Like the Rogue One crew is incomplete. It's just weird that like that they're doing this piecemeal. I'm not incredibly pro TVC, but it is weird.
Vern Jonathan says that's a you problem. Is
It is a me problem. I'm the only one playing with my toys.
I just think, like what you're saying, Eric, like I understand, but there's so many properties or, stories that they got to pull from. So they got to keep old guys like me happy and make C-3POs and R2s. They got to keep people your age happy and make animated series and Darth Maul figures. And then they got to keep everyone happy. There's so many.
No. I understand there's limited capacity and whatnot. But what I'm arguing is, why would they even bother doing a little bit when they're not going to?
I feel like since they were coming out with Black Series Acolyte figures, they had to throw out some TVC Acolyte figures, and they just felt like, let's just take one of the Jedis
and there's probably retros coming next year.
The villain, and we'll just do one of each for those, and we'll see how this goes. Because I think that, like, for Black Series, I don't know why, but I just feel like it might have been easier for them.
Well, the next week is the last Imperial March day. So next week they'll announce 2 more Acolyte Black Series figures because some UK stores have already advertised there's a 5th and a 6th or a 6th and a 7th character or whatever. And then the Vintage Collection, because they announced a couple of OG trilogy, a couple of Acolytes, and a bunch of pipelines, you're also going to see at least 2 more Acolyte figures, probably the same characters we just saw in Black Series because, they haven't spoiled any new characters yet. But, and maybe something actually new, like a character or something they haven't pipelined or revealed, like Retro Hammerhead or Black Series Hammerhead in a package.
Hammerhead's on hold.
You keep saying that. Nothing's on hold. There's no on hold when it comes to Hasbro and Star
It's been
Wars.
unofficially announced right here on the Toy Duo.
And apparently Rogue Squadron's no longer on hold, but no one's confirmed it yet. So that's crazy.
All right. And then they announced this 3-pack with Grand Admiral Thrawn, Darth Vader, and General Grievous. Which one of these things is not like the other? One's like a realistic Vader, one's a cartoon Grievous, and one's a live-action Thrawn.
Why a cartoon Grievous? I don't understand. It doesn't
because they had a lot of them laying around in the factory.
They don't just have a bunch of extra Grievouses in the factory. That doesn't happen.
Like they went down and they ordered for $5.99, and then they packed them up on the cart.
But this is to me, this is like another case of what you were saying earlier, Vern. Right? It's an exclusive. No one's forcing you to get it.
Yeah.
Right.
The interesting thing here is, so you got Thrawn and he's got his cat or whatever, right?
The Isla Miri, yeah.
And that would have been kind of the Thrawn you got in that San Diego Comic-Con exclusive pack, except
it's
for
different actor.
Not the cartoon Thrawn, it's the TV Thrawn.
It's the Ahsoka Thrawn.
Yeah. So they got away with kind of repacking that figure, but they just put the TV Thrawn head on there.
Well, because that's the one currently in production. What I do like about this 3-pack is they brought back the artwork of Gregory Titus, who was the original Black Series package designer, and since they went away from him, his artwork hasn't been used. So I'm really happy and excited to see his artwork being used again for this, and hopefully we'll see at least another 1 or 2 things like this with his style of artwork on it, because it's outstanding artwork. It's all my favorite.
Okay, so with that said, Rick, I think the packaging on here looks awesome.
I do too. It's weird because they got 2 different, you know what I mean? Like they got their new redesign.
I wish this was the Archive series packaging.
Absolutely, dude. I agree. I think the Archive packaging is really poor. It's cool, but I mean, I don't like the funny shape to it. I like all figures should be on cards with bubbles.
It'll be interesting to me though if they do like the same type of art thing, and then say they do a Luke and a Leia and a Han Solo, if the writing on the side is in blue.
They might.
Yeah, you know what I mean. That will differentiate between your good guys and bad guys when you
Yeah,
look
because
at
the red
card.
is, we see it as an imperial, red, white, and black as their colors, right? So I get it. Like, do you think what's March? It's Imperial March. Do they have like Republic May, or
What-
Alliance May, and maybe they come up with a bunch of new Alliance or
Right.
Rebel themed figures?
But I was really surprised that this didn't get announced on I was going to call it a stream, on the premiere video that they had, because they were promoting it under the Imperial March. I was expecting more Imperial stuff. Right.
Well,
Yeah,
this
that's the weird thing from a marketing perspective, and
Yes.
what spawned my comments to begin with. I was just like, no, they're probably not going to release any Acolyte stuff just because they're going to be peddling this like Imperial March marketing, marketing campaign. But it's almost like Imperial March was just because it's the month of March, and Imperial March is just convenient, and it's almost as if like.
it's brilliant. It's actually brilliant.
No, it's a good idea, but
They
the
should have did it
execution of it
40 years
seems
ago.
kind of like weird.
It's
Whatever.
it's and I never do this. It's like clickbait.
Well,
Yeah.
it's marketing, and it's really good marketing. And here's my
It could have been better if it was more
My
focused
advice.
on. Yeah,
So this particular toy that we're looking at here, this was revealed by like Gizmodo or comicbook.com or someone. So that's why we didn't see it in Hasbro reveal, because they had
They
an
promised
agreement
somebody an
with
exclusive
the
reveal.
marketing team made an agreement with this website to reveal it.
All right.
Same with that Balin Skull Walmart exclusive. That was revealed by Gizmodo or another website as well, part of their promotion. So we're going to see that again next week one more time. There will be a couple of reveals by whoever, either Boston's Bounty and just some other websites that are into
probably.
their marketing team.
Oh, we're definitely going to see some stuff before the end of March.
Because there's no Hasbro stream next week as well, right? So they're going to be all done by other people.
Just so you know, this Grievous is currently at Ross if you're lucky enough to find him. It's $5.99.
Currently at GameStop too.
All right. So then they announced another one of these hockey puck figures that has a light in it. And I wonder how many people are taking that little hockey puck and taping it to their shirt and pretending like they are Iron Man.
I'm not. I'm just waiting for the Emperor one, and then I'll get it.
You know what I mean? Like
which they'll announce next week.
I haven't been as uninterested in any other group of action figures as these.
Oh, really? You don't like the Vader one?
I don't like
the Vader one's the best one, I'd argue. And
because it's the only one that actually happened. Like if they don't happen, like when was Han Solo a hologram?
When he was
I'm
in
sure he
Carbonite.
was, but I mean, it's not a memorable thing to me in Star Wars lore.
All right. When he was
Darth
in
Maul, I think he did for 8 seconds in one of the films. But the Darth Vader, and then eventually, I'm sure they'll do an Emperor.
All right, we're going to get to the Vader in a minute. We'll see him. But let's talk about these pipeline. I think I only threw the pipeline reveals for the Black Series. Is everybody super excited for every one of these pipeline reveals?
2 thumbs up here.
All right.
The only downside is that Captain Enoch is in a Walmart exclusive. I'd rather that not be the case, but
is it because it's
don't you have a Walmart in every block in America? Like seriously, I'm being realistic here. How many Walmarts are in America? Like
that doesn't matter.
It's not the
Walmart.
point. Yeah.
Walmart
It does matter. It's the largest.
No. Time out. Rick, you're not Rick. Listen, just because there are Walmarts around doesn't mean the distribution is consistent.
Yeah, I think you're getting mixed up because if I go to my Walmart, which is down the street, they have like a half of a toy aisle.
Well, I know, but
with action figures,
because the world has turned to online sales now. That's how retail works now.
Yeah, but the problem with Walmart is you can pre-order something on their website and then they eventually just cancel it and say, "Well, we
have that problem here in Canada as well." I didn't know you guys had that problem.
To be fair, the past couple of times the Walmart exclusives haven't been that difficult to get online as like previous ones were. So that's positive. I still don't think that should have been in an exclusive. I'm worried about Ahsoka the White though.
They should have
I'm-
made Ahsoka the exclusive because
Well,
it won't be the most popular one, right?
Well, I'm worried that won't have the soft goods.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's the only
agree. I don't
difference.
think it's going to have
They
it.
said it's gonna have it's Ahsoka the White.
right.
So the only way to make it soft goods, or the only way to make it white, is change
She
the
is-
color of the gray hood to a white.
Well, she has
hood.
different clothes underneath the
Yeah,
the
clothes will
poncho.
be white. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it's the
No.
hood that makes.
So
it
I'm
white.
I'm half expecting them
After
to
the-
release that and then another
Later
like
with the soft
exclusive with the soft goods. Yeah.
I'll make you feel better. It will come with a soft goods robe. I guarantee.
So the Gree and the Yoda here is a cartoon picture, which makes it seem like it's going to be a Clone Wars, a cartoon version of the figures.
No.
Yes, but they said on the live stream, as I've already stated, it's
Yeah.
based on their live action appearance.
Except
Then
for
Eric got cut off for saying that.
Gree never showed up with his normal
White
armor. He only had the camo armor on Kashyyyk before
Correct.
he got decapitated. But Eric was saying on the stream that this is, live action Yoda from the prequels, and he comes with his Jedi Council chair, which I am so excited for.
Yeah, that will be really
That's cool. Yeah.
But then Jing cut him off for some reason. That was kind of weird. But
So that'll be like
because he
90
might have said something about the Acolyte or something, right? Because he was saying live action Yoda, and
Yeah,
she's
so
like,
that'll be $97 at Disney store.
well, that's what sucks about that is we don't have that in Canada
Yeah, that really sucks.
or Target. So anything that's Target exclusive or Disney Store exclusive means screw Canada.
All right.
well, I'm sure they're gonna have like some other event. Like
We still don't even have the Ahsoka 4-pack from a month ago available on Amazon, and it's Amazon exclusive. So like,
hey Dan,
that's the thing. When things are exclusive to a store, they're exclusive to the store. Right?
Dan's active in the chat, but
It's because
is your mic working?
Anybody? We're just up here like talking over each other and interrupting, and Dan's like,
I'm not excited for
I'm
a
not doing
Deidre
that.
action figure, but as a character, she was awesome.
Oh, forget that. I'm really excited to get her as a figure.
Okay, so I feel like this looks really cool in this.
This is
picture.
it's the
But I
best
don't-
looking one.
Hold on, but I don't know how they're getting all that light in Vader's head.
Oh
and,
no.
and not very much in his feet. So you're never going to get him to look like this.
Yeah, that's using so many extra like stage
Yeah.
lights and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah.
False
Unless-
advertising.
Yeah, that's just not. I don't know how else they could have did that to light that up, but I mean, like when
These
they're-
are 3D renderings. This isn't a photo.
yeah. So I mean, you're not getting that. You're getting what you saw earlier with Maul. Just imagine the lower part
Like
of his
Eric
legs are
said,
going to be.
Darth Vader's the best one so far, though.
But look
If the Vader one
Maul's
ever goes
head.
on sale, I'll consider picking that up. But that's it.
Look at Maul's head. There's no light in that head. It's
Yeah,
going to
you
be the
can't-
same thing with the Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not
You-
very.
you-
good.
LED
You can't
lights
see-
are pretty powerful, though. Like when those power of the Force, like
Those
they made
aren't-
these in the 90s in 3 3/4 scale, like with the hockey pucks and stuff. But we didn't have like super powerful LEDs back then. They're like not
I've seen-
halogen, but I mean it was 10, 20-year-old technology at the time. So I haven't seen these in person yet, but
I've seen reviews of
sure they're
these.
pretty bright.
and They're not.
No,
Oh,
they're not.
I've
You
watched.
you get it to you get the light to the knees, and that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah,
You know
they're not-
that
they're-
the figure looks almost like a film negative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That,
Like
doesn't it?
those Force Ghosts, I think look great. Like when they can do the fake transparent capes and stuff,
Yeah.
and they have a couple different tones. I
Oh, I
it looks
like those.
brilliant.
Yeah.
But
Better
they
than
might-
carbonized.
They might have been able to do better if maybe they would have like had some like a wire in them where they had LED lights built inside, but then they're only going to last a certain amount of time, right?
Yeah.
Is the cape soft goods?
And what is this?
Droopy McCool.
Is this a
Jumbo
gentle
Droopy.
giant?
Yeah, it's all about the jizz, man.
All right, so this is a gentle giant, which is like $579.
$79 American. Up for pre-order now at Gentle Giant, and it will come on a resealable blister camshell as they're known for.
Do we know anybody
previously
involved in
revealed size noodles on a card back. So the next one that they have to show the photos of is the coolest of them all, Max Rebo himself with his jizz organ.
All right. Do we know anybody that participated in the creation of any of these?
No.
Okay.
I did not. I just want them bad.
All right.
Droopy McCool. Also Pudgy McButthole face.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple more reveals coming, I'm sure.
All right. And then, of course, we got this Marvel Legends 3-pack got revealed. I think it was like $80 or something like that, or 79 if I remember the price right.
In.
What?
I like it. I like the original
In.
Nick Fury head and the old hat. I love the hat.
The
Yeah,
dumb hat.
Hopefully it's removable.
I doubt it, but
Then I'm out.
It does look really cool. It has. I think they would have showed it off in this picture if it was
I agree.
removable.
It's
I think what they
trickery.
could have done was they could have offered like another head sculpt without the hat, or maybe a piece of hair, like that we did with like the GI Joes. You know, where
Or
the
just make it removable.
the problem with removable hats is like
There's no
with the hairs,
problem.
they have to be too wide and they don't have that like right look. But
Yeah.
there's
Get
a,
out of stretchy
they don't-
rubber.
they don't
It's
look
never
right. They
been a
never
problem
look
for 80 years in toy making.
yeah, they
Why
don't
all
look-
of a
they
sudden
don't
since
look right. It's
2023
been a
they
constant
couldn't make a
problem.
removable hat on Indiana Jones when
It's
they made removable hats on figures for 40 years.
Yeah, it's a constant
sudden-
problem with action figures when they do removable hats. They're not correctly sized and they look too big for the figure.
You'd have to do something like what Hasbro did with the Hoth Troopers to make it like a cutaway part. So
Yeah.
you could like just remove like the top.
GI Joes
Yeah.
have that like the Lady
Peg
Jane has
kind of-
like
yeah.
the cap that comes off and then another
Yeah.
piece of hair that sticks on.
How
Yeah.
many of those GI Joes do you have to remove their hair to put a helmet on?
Yeah, but those helmets look
No, it
over-
just answer me.
the 12-inch GI
None,
Joe.
right? There's none.
What?
There's no GI Joe figures you have to remove their hair to put a helmet on.
The helmets are a different story than
Helmet's
Okay.
no different than a hat. It's something
Yes.
you put on your head.
No, a hat and a helmet are different because a helmet goes over your head. That
So is
hat,
the hat.
once
So
you
is the hat.
remove it, has to have hair underneath it, and the hair
If
takes
you
up
have
space.
hair.
If the hair, this guy has hair.
To me, but I don't have hair. Like if you have hair, like
You're not dumb.
but if I have a hat,
Okay. Anyways,
it
you're
stretches
beating a
to
dead
fit my
horse.
head.
It's a problem. You
adjustable.
can't do it without making that hat look too big.
That's wrong.
All right. So here is Dum Dum closer up, and then you got the two versions of Sharon Carter. They come with like quite a lot of accessories.
And she's
then-
got heavy smoky eye.
Yeah.
Heavy mascara.
And then you got the two versions of Nick Fury. So you can pick the one that you like.
I like that. I think that's cool.
Now, you know what would have been really cool is if they would have offered a David Hasselhoff version of Nick Fury.
Oh, that would have been.
I'm sure you can get one 3D printed.
Probably. You just have to
A little bit
find
long
somebody
hair,
willing to
right?
do it. Yeah. Let's see.
See, John has to take his hair off when he wears a hat.
He does.
Just like Marvel Legends.
And then Alice Cooper. I think there's only one person that's going to be buying this.
Rick.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy these. What I'm going to say about, and there's Ozzy Osbourne revealed. Nice work, Todd McFarlane, going on a card back. Like, put all your freaking toys on card backs, and I bet you sell more. I'm just putting it out there. But I won't buy these. I think it's cool that he's making more articulated action figures that aren't just Batman.
Yeah.
Because I think he's up to 799 different Batmans now. So it's cool, man. There's more to come. He revealed today, not music maniacs, but movie maniacs of Rocky and Apollo from Rocky 1.
Yeah, but those are going to be
The
statues.
movie
Right?
maniacs are statues, though.
Yeah, those are going to be statues.
But it's cool that he's got that license.
All right.
Means
So
Clover Lang might be coming.
maybe. And then Boss Fight Studios Hacks, the Epic Hacks released for pre-orders. All these blanks. How do you guys feel about these?
Are those
Great idea. I can't
those
believe they didn't do
118?
this 10 years ago.
These should be 6-inch.
They are?
112 scale. Yeah.
They are 6-inch.
I mean, the thing is, like, I
Yeah,
don't
that's cool.
normally there's no clothes that I would get for my 6-inch figures, except for I did get those on overalls for my Mr. T figure and stuff like that. But they were like tight, right? Like I had to do some modifications and stuff. These ones probably be able to pull up the outfits and stuff like that.
Oh, for sure, because they got no pockets or boots to worry about, right? They're
Right.
just naked bodies.
Well, I don't know what they have for shoes because I didn't look too much at the pictures. I just saw them.
They're bare feet.
I do like the fact that they come with multiple heads.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea.
So I think it's pretty cool. That the problem is, I think the market for this may not be as big as what they think because, I mean, I don't like a lot of like the way I paint faces because of the eyes. So it's going to be hard for me to, want to be painting those faces and stuff like that.
I get it because like if you're going to do a custom, why not use a figure you might have picked up for $5 at Ollie's or something, right?
Yeah, I do like the fact that they threw in all the heads, but I wish that the heads were already painted.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what I wish. And then I don't know, the gray ones are just so you can do your own shade, I guess. But then I have a hard time when I get to painting and you get to the part where you get to the joints on the arms and stuff, unless these are going to be easy to like
pop
the pins.
Yeah, the gray version seems kind of weird because they do make similar toys like this for the 12-inch collectors. Because they make so many clothes and boots and they're very customizable when it comes to that way. And I don't believe they make gray versions. They make white versions, Asian versions, African American versions. They make lots of different races and stuff, but I've never seen gray. That gray reminds me of what the McFarlane is doing with those unpainted Warhammer toys, which I think is cool. Like he's making unpainted, big Warhammer toys that you can come home and paint like you would in your little miniature Warhammers. Like I think he hit a good market there, or a niche, if that's the word.
Right.
I don't know how popular they are, but I think he found a good market for that particular niche. Painting figures is Warhammer fans.
Yeah,
I think used to painting those miniatures, right?
I think it's cool, like a cool idea to be able to find blanks, especially like really inexpensive like that. Those don't seem like they're too way overpriced because it's a price of a Black Series. You could do almost anything with it. But built into that is you either are sewing your own outfits or you're, buying outfits.
Yeah, because I guess there's not a huge market of people making soft goods clothes for 6-inch figures at this point. But in the future, I can see more.
Right.
Like you found, where'd you get those denims from? The Amazon?
On eBay.
Because I look on Amazon all the time, and there's lots for the 1/6 or 12-inch scale.
Yes.
Lots. So many different makers that make them. And then, eBay and Etsy for some guys that make the custom heads and stuff that you get for, your $6 million man and stuff like. It's coming. There is more of a market for that stuff, but if people charge you $50 for a hand-painted head, then they're not going to be 100 people that own them.
I will tell you that when I was a kid, though, I used to make outfits for my Migos.
That's cool.
Like I turned I think it was Superman into like the Lone Ranger by making him an outfit, and then I used the Tarzan and made him like Tonto. So I had my own Lone Ranger and Tonto that I made outfits for and stuff like that because my mom used to sew, so I had access to unlimited.
Believe it or not, I have some sewing skills, and I would use the F out of a sewing machine for silly stuff like that, making Mr. T denim vests. And
I wish I was using a sewing.
It's been so long since I used a sewing machine. Oh my god! Like they're probably all digital now. You just go beep.
No, they're not.
You don't have to do this anymore.
Yeah, you don't crank it. You just push on that little pedal.
No, but before that, you did have to step on the pedal and crank it.
Yeah. But for a 6-inch figure, I think because it's a little bit smaller, I don't know if you could. I guess I'm not familiar with how close you can get that little seam or stuff like that. But I've tried to make a couple of cloaks and capes and stuff like that, and they just don't seem like they fit very well.
Try using a sewing machine on something this small.
No, I couldn't do it.
I watched a video yesterday. Toy Polloi made his own custom Jawa robes, like from a sock or something, and he did it by hand. He's like sewing these little things. I'm like, oh my god, dude, I can't even see this unless I zoom in 20 times. Like, But hats off to him for hand sewing his own custom Jawa robe.
Yeah, that guy does a really good job of like making his own stuff, right? Like
Yeah, he's a very
and
creative guy,
repairing
man.
stuff.
I love his content.
Like I repaired my Action Man heads movements
I dropped the plastic.
using his method, so it was really good. Anyways. All right. Oh, and we didn't talk about the HasLab. Anybody want to make a prediction?
Well, someone said that Steve Evans teased that it was episode 4 related. I didn't see that, but I thought I saw you bring up someone's message in the chat that said it was episode 4, which would lead me to believe Sandcrawler. But
no, he made a picture today and it showed all the Star Wars universes. So
yeah, I saw that post. I'm I don't stalk him on Instagram or anything, so couldn't say if he made some follow-up teas, but
I kind of do stalk him, and I don't know anything, but I almost can guarantee you it will be original trilogy related.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
All the original trilogy fans, if they make another cartoon ship or something, they will all leave. They'll all move to Canada and collect Power Rangers or something. Like it's true, man. Like especially with like the Acolyte being the only current content, while the Bad Batch and the Acolyte being the only current content, like they got a lot of people waiting around for something to make them happy again too, right?
My money's on Sandcrawler. What about you guys?
Well, they were showing before the Imperial March. They showed
it's a cantina
3D printed pieces that looked like they were the back of the Tantive hallway or the area where Leia was giving R2 the plans. And then I heard somebody say, "Oh, Death Star." That's not on the Death Star. That's on the Yavin, right?
Yeah, no. So what Mr. Stevie did is he posted a placeholder on Instagram that was just a blurry picture of that actual part from the Vintage Collection playset.
Yeah.
And it was just a tease that tomorrow we're revealing Vintage Collection Princess Leia.
Yeah. So
it's an existing product. They're not making it again. I just got all excited, hoping one day they're going to make a playset again for
I
6-inch Black Series.
I think the HasLab is going to be an Imperial shuttle.
I would like it to be Sandcrawler first. A nice big one. If they're going to make big ghosts, make a big freaking Sandcrawler, because that'd be awesome. An Imperial shuttle would be cool too. But they might not get all the collectors from the Rebels and Acolyte fans to buy an Imperial shuttle. So maybe not. But an Ewok Village would be very successful for sure. I don't
know about that.
I feel like an Ewok Village is probably
the rumor is it's going to be a cantina environment, much like Jabba's palace.
I think if they do a Sandcrawler, they will get the Mando crossover because
absolutely,
you know what I mean. But I just feel like Ewok Village, I don't think is going to have the draw.
As big of an audience, yeah.
Yeah, I think an Imperial shuttle is kind of iconic.
Look at the audience is all 3.75-inch collectors. That's the audience. It's not 50-year-olds, 30-year-olds. It's all people that collect 3.75. So the Ghost, there's a lot of 3.5. I learned, I didn't know this before the Ghost was back, that there was a lot of 3.75-inch collectors that were Eric's age. I really didn't think there was, because that's 3.75 goes back to the 70s. It's a heritage scale.
I did not know that.
That's only around now because it's lasted that long. So the new modern way of toys is 6 inches and 7 inches. So that the fact that us older guys are into this newer size, it shows that there's a lot of collectors for the 3.75-inch scale. So it could be anything.
The vehicles, like in TVC, it's really the only scale that is feasible with big vehicles, right? So you're never going to get that.
Be able to easily make a Black Series X-Wing. No problem.
No. Look, hold on. I recently acquired. Where is it?
It'd be like this less plastic than what was used to make the TIE Fighter.
Look at how big that TIE Fighter is. That thing is enormous. An X-Wing would be like a space killer. Like you need an entire kitchen table to display that.
I
That's not
disagree.
happening.
It takes the same amount of
It's not happening.
footage as X-Wing. Like same with my vintage X-Wing doesn't take up any more room than my vintage TIE Fighter. Like they're scaled not accurately. Like they're just scaled to be a toy.
Still, yeah,
because a Razor
what I-
would be this big and a Ghost would be this big.
the
But
Razor,
they're this big.
the TVC Razor Crest isn't as big as that TIE Fighter.
Yeah, but if they make a Sandcrawler, it better be bigger than my Razor Crest.
Yes,
Or I'm
it would
happy
have
with
to
the
be.
one I have that's this big.
Yeah. No, it would have to be bigger than the Razor Crest, but I'm sure they're gonna shrink the scale of they're gonna fudge the scale of the Sandcrawler if they do it.
They have to, because it would be ginormous. So that's a lot of people are thinking it's going to be like a play set, like a cantina environment.
Yeah.
And which is a rumor last year before they announced it was a Ghost. That was a popular theory, and it was a very much wanted theory. Like I did several polls. It was very popular. So was the Ewok Village. So was Sandcrawler. So was Imperial Shuttle.
I feel like if they did
go extra.
I mean,
with a play
they
set,
had a lot of success with the Jabba's throne room.
They really did.
Play set. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was a cantina scene, but if they did that, that would need to be Hasbro committing to collectors that we're gonna make all the cantina aliens.
True. And
right?
I think it's also something that they could just sell as Hasbro Pulse only. It doesn't have to be a fan-funded item. It's something that show that us collectors would really support a big play set of this. If they put it as a Hasbro Pulse exclusive and they sold, 20,000 or 40,000, then they realize, you know what, we don't have to always crowdfund things that we are sure will be popular. Like the Ghost. Like it sold lots. The Razor Crest sold lots. They should have known that and made it in a way where they could have made it maybe a retailer exclusive or a Hasbro exclusive, and not deal with this crowdfund crap. So
to address Jonathan's comment that was just up, if they did the cantina, it would be virtually pointless for them to release that if they're not going to commit to making all of the cantina aliens. My opinion.
Yeah, it could come with 20 aliens. Like,
No, it could. There might be some gaps, but they would need to build out that environment like they did with like the sail barge in Jabba's palace, right?
Well, the Ghost. What's the Ghost? Can they come with 4 figures overall, or 5?
I can't.
At least 4, right? 4 figures come with that as part of tiers,
and a promise to sell you 2 more figures.
So, and the Jabba one came with Jabba and 2 figures, right? The Jabba Palace. So now, why not a play set that's just basically a bunch of walls? Be honest, there's a bunch of walls and stuff. Why not include 10 figures? If 10 figures is worth $100, $150, they're all exclusive card backs, so they'd be popular on the secondhand market, so to speak.
A quick response to Jonathan there. They likely, if it was the cantina, what I was saying is they'd have to commit to doing all of the aliens or many of the cantina aliens at some point. I'm not saying they would package it with HasLab. They would probably do something similar like what they did with Sabine and
they're
Chopper,
only missing like Hammerhead, right? Like that's the only one
on hold. Hammerhead's on hold.
They've made hundreds of
so we heard. So my personal thought is Sandcrawler. Rick, you're thinking Cantina. Vern, what do you think?
Well, I hope
I'm thinking it's the Imperial Shuttle. Dan, you got an opinion?
And because they're not revealing it until May.
Hold on. Dan, what's your thoughts? What do you think?
I am the mute co-host as I just changed my name.
Is it really the Hot Wheels Jar Jar car?
Did you ever see that crazy goofy looking thing?
I think if it was Imperial themed, they would announce it this Imperial March month. But since Mr. Stevie revealed they are officially announcing it May the 4th, I think that means it's not Imperial themed. So that's why I'm thinking it's either Sandcrawler, a treehouse, or a cantina. That's my opinion. As a marketing genius, I am.
Okay,
If
well,
it's Imperial,
here's
you
my
announce it
opinion.
during your Imperial marketing campaign. You put it on the Empire State Building. You do what you do.
Hold on. So the prequels are based on the beginnings of Anakin Skywalker becoming Darth Vader. That's why I think it's going to be the Imperial shuttle.
I don't know what that has anything to do with what I just said.
It's a fair guess.
Yeah, Dan.
But if it was an Imperial related
car,
HasLab,
Jar Jar
they
Car
would have
or
announced it
Lack.
the other day.
Giant
I don't think so.
So I'm gonna go on a limb and say it's not
Listen,
an Imperial HasLab.
Rick, I'm gonna debate you on this. This is gonna be the counterpoint.
Point and count.
One, if it was the Imperial March month and stream that you said they would have announced, why did they reveal mostly Jedis? Okay, so the marketing geniuses,
They actually didn't reveal
not
mostly Jedis. They revealed
but
5 Jedi, and they revealed a 3-pack and a Vader.
These marketing campaigns are meaningless.
And another Vader and another Stormtrooper. So there was more Imperial figures revealed
not
than
on
Jedi.
the stream. Not on the stream.
Period. Not on the stream. Just
period.
In general.
But not on the stream.
It's not a stream. It's a pre-recorded like 2 months ago.
You called it a stream earlier, so which is it?
No, I called it a fan stream.
You called it a stream.
It's called a fan stream. That's what they call it.
You called it a stream, so I'm calling it a stream. On the stream that they advertise as the Imperial March, there was maybe like 2 Imperials out of the whole thing, if you count the assassin. Everybody else was not Imperial. So for you to say, if using my marketing and saying it's Imperial, they would have announced the Imperial thing on the Imperial thing. Yeah. Well, then you should have been arguing that the whole time we were talking about all those Jedis. Bad marketing.
I don't get what you're saying. Yeah. It's just a marketing. It's a gimmick. It's marketing. All marketing is a gimmick.
But I think that throws that out the window. It's not going to be an Ewok village.
It could be.
I doubt it. Who could? I don't think anybody's going to buy it.
Everyone who collects 375
nobody
would be interested in an Ewok village. I would say 95% of
nobody's buying an Ewok village.
I probably get it, but
why wouldn't they? It's like it doesn't make sense that they wouldn't.
It's probably less desirable than something like
Imperial.
That's more iconic like that, or a Sandcrawler, right? Yeah. Like vehicles. You know.
Oh, I agree. I would
rather. It's going to be a 1-to-1
that.
scale Death Star for the vintage collection.
They almost had it going. They had space walls at Celebration Chicago, and then the guy effed up somehow and lost his license, and now nobody is making 6-inch scale officially licensed diorama parts.
Oh, I think it's going to be a vintage collection Rancor.
Oh God! If they did that, can you imagine? Can you imagine what would happen? Oh man!
Would you guys all agree that they should just put it up to a vote? Like, wouldn't that be the most logical, scientific, and realistic thing to do?
I think they do put it up to a vote when they launch it and see how many people vote with their wallet.
That's right. That's the wrong way of doing a vote. If you're a business person, don't vote after you put money into something. Like, get the vote before. Like,
the problem
is, buy a Sandcrawler, an Imperial shuttle, or
like if they threw up the 4 ideas that they had and let people decide which one they would back.
Absolutely, man.
And then
it's guaranteed to get backed.
So
I don't know series, that. If they said we want to do a Rancor or an X-wing or a land speeder, let's just say, and everyone voted Rancor, it's guaranteed funded. It's guaranteed funded.
If say they did the vote the last time and it came up, the vote was Rancor because they said they made that Rancor because everybody was asking after they saw that Rancor thing at Comic-Con. So they had a lot of inquiries. They said that that's why that was going to be their campaign. And then they ran that campaign. That campaign was flawed because they did not add the correct tiers in there and the correct whatever. There was nothing other than the Rancor that made that worth the Rancor.
Yeah, no, the
And-
people in charge of that campaign
and-
really messed up and
yeah,
no longer
And
work
so
there.
if it had won the vote and they ran that campaign, they still would not have gotten funded.
I disagree.
I 100% agree. If they did a vote and it came out the Rancor and that's the campaign that they ran, it would still not have been funded because no Rancor keeper.
Because the execution matters.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the whole thing was done wrong. The whole
Because
thing.
you can take a vote and if like say it comes up Sandcrawler and they come out with a big cardboard cutout of a Sandcrawler and ask $500, nobody's going to buy it.
Like it's
That-
4 years later.
And they're going to
You
say,
think they painted that
"Well, you
Rancor
guys
they
voted
painted
for
it
it."
yet?
But
Like, you think that
that
Rancor is still unpainted, sitting in someone's desk?
No, it's completely painted and sitting in somebody's house.
Because that's the
They-
thing that they never painted it, but yet Transformers.
no, they had a
3D
painted
print and
version.
paint it.
They did.
GI
have a
Joe,
painted
let's
version.
3D print it and paint it. Like
They painted it.
everything was done differently than how Star Wars did it. And I just don't get it, man.
I you know what will be interesting though with the HasLab is if it's a big one, it's going to cost a lot, right?
I just noticed Dan changed his name.
So they raise the bar every time, right?
If it's a big HasLab, it's going to cost a lot. And we just got out of a previous TVC HasLab that was what $500 or whatever.
Well, half the collectors just got out of it
All right.
because a lot of collectors didn't back the Ghost, right?
I didn't back it.
Yeah, like the people who would buy the Sandcrawler might not be the people that would back the Ghost or back both. Sure, there's an overlap, but I mean, I didn't buy the Ghost because it's not my favorite, coolest thing. The Razor Crest was hot, new and
I
hot.
like ships.
I got the
think-
Razor Crest.
I think Star Wars fans like ships.
I missed out on
and
the
the thing
Java
is,
barge. 'cause
They're
it
not.
was a lot of
They're
money
not
at
going
the
to
time.
make. They're not going to make a vintage collection X-wing fighter HasLab because
No.
that should go
It's too
straight
small.
to retail. But a
Yeah.
vintage collection Imperial shuttle is the right size compared to like a Ghost.
But they've made the Imperial shuttle several times, and
Yeah.
repackaged it. Been exclusive
Yeah, but
to
this one
several
will
stores.
really be good. And what they'll do is they'll put in a carded Salacious Crumb action figure as the first figure. That will be the lock.
It's a cool ship, one of my favorite ships.
It'll come with the Max Rebo band.
Yeah, there you go.
You don't understand how
The Max Rebo band on tour, they found like an Imperial
like the
shuttle to fly
existing
around in.
mold that they
And
used
luckily,
for
all their
the-
instruments will fit in the back.
the Imperial shuttle, the original vintage Kenner one, and the more modern
Oh.
Hasbro re-release.
The modal nodes, I
It
think,
is
are
this
opening
big
for
bird in a
Max
box.
Rebo.
It would cost you $180 to ship that a block. So I just don't think they're going to make that ship because of that reason only. But never know. It
All
was
right.
big, man. It was bigger than any Galacticus box. Or
All right, let's
But
wrap this up.
then we got the barge. That was a big box.
Take care, Lack.
All right, Rick, what do you have coming up this week on your channel? Anything?
Laundry. I've been working on the same video for 6 days.
Please, I'm waiting for that laundry video.
not a laundry video. No, my retro 6-pack from the Disney store
All
or
right.
Hasbro Pulse store.
All
I've
right.
been filming that, and oh man, the amount of detail I'm getting into.
All right. And Eric, you gonna post your first video this week?
Well, I just got this, and I'm gonna open this and not make a video about it.
Nice.
Hey, so they're just gonna repaint that clone for Yoda, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Phase 2.
And
Yeah.
then
But that's a good repaint.
all right,
Phase 2
Dan,
is cool. I like Phase 2.
what do you have coming up? Anything?
I
going on?
gotta before I tell you, I gotta know, Rick, top load or front?
Top load or front load for what?
Washer.
Top.
Front load. I'm in an apartment. Actually, no,
Nice.
my washer, it's stacked. So my washer is
stack.
top load. My dryer is front load.
Oh, you got the okay, cool.
Yeah, it's like a
Because that would make a
weird-
good. The reason I ask is because either one of those with the glass lid would make a pretty cool video. If you're
just
sat there with
It
the,
would. You just watching the going around a nice short that's like 59 seconds long.
at my last place I lived at, Dandy, they had 2 front loaders, and the washer was a big glass bubble. My cat would just sit there and scratch at it for like 20
Trying to
minutes.
You could film that, and then the song would
I don't
be
have that anymore.
"You Spin Me Round" like a record. Yeah.
I
heck
could do
yeah.
that.
All right, Dan, you got anything coming up?
You know what I'm working on? I know some of us have had some videos on it. I know Dean did, but I'm actually putting the pegboard up, so no video,
Oh,
but
cool.
big projects.
Nice.
Pegboard?
Yeah, the I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it here, but these
Yeah.
Yeah.
DCs were getting really cluttered. So they're hanging on pegboard now, so I can have these
Dan, you would know. Has
double stacked.
McFarlane made any
Nice.
Batman DC figures on a card back yet? Whether it be a repaint, a convention exclusive,
I don't.
or is it just like the Batman 66 and stuff so far?
No, yeah, I think only those 5-inch ones are the only ones that are on that blister pack. Everything else.
That's what I thought. Those heavy metal figures were like, hey, those are on a card back. That's something different from Todd. Like when it comes to those 7-inch scale figures, right? Cool, man. I look forward to the pegboard.
All right.
Yeah.
And then thanks for everybody for joining us in chat. You guys, thanks for hanging out again on a Saturday afternoon. And don't forget to head on over to Universal Toy Collector because they're running a 24-hour marathon stream. I could never do that. I'm sorry. You guys see me at like 2 hours. And I'm like, I'm out.
I'm going to watch this video in a couple hours to see what Vern edits out.
Yeah. And I do edit it. No, anyways. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you next week on the Toy
Cheers,
Door.
everybody.
Cheers.
Toys, 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 manly toys, 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 toys.
And TV and movies, too.